Hey guys, I know it's been years since I put up the last video. My Aunt Stacy was in the hospital, so things are kind of crazy around here. Thank you guys for praying for her and continue to pray for her as she's recovering. So today I'm going to be talking about 4 reasons why we don't change, and all these is just all the main points in here are going to be things I learned from Pastor Stephen Furtick's sermon. It was one of his sermons. So the first reason why we don't change is we settle for information rather than transformation. In the United States, we have information all around us. We have all kinds of devotional books, all kinds of churches, all kinds of Christian bookstores, and there's online sermons. There's a lot of churches on just corners everywhere. One more thing is we've got a bunch of different kinds of Bibles. So what I did was I went through my room and I got a bunch of my Bibles and devotional books. So this is the one that I used in my other video, the one that I use now. It's the Teen Life Application Study Bible. And then I've got the Experience Devotional. It's a really good book. The one year book of devotions for boys. And then Boys Bible, the Ultimate Manual, which is the NIV. And then I went to my mom and dad's room, and I got a couple of their Bibles. So, there's the Holy Bible. There's, the Message is a devotional. And then
It's a Bible.
Oh, it's a Bible.
It's a translation.
There's the Daily Study Bible for Men, a New Living Translation. And then there's my mom's favorite, the Everyday Bible, Amplified version. And then we've got one more, which is my grandma's Bible, which she gave to my mom. I don't know what she's doing now. I guess she just gave up on the Christian life or something. But, it was a really special Bible to her, and it's a King James version. I'm just going to move those aside. So, it's not that we don't have enough information, it's that we have it and don't choose to use it. So, the Bible tells us to tithe, and a lot of people don't, and that's why we have churches that are closing their doors and shutting down because they can't afford to keep everything running. And then, of course, in the Bible it says to love everyone. Love your neighbor as yourself, love your enemies as yourself. And, when you're driving down the highway and someone just pulls out in front of you and you're yelling at them, that's not loving people. And when they're going really slow and you're honking the horn, telling them to get out of the way, that's not loving people as much as you do it. Okay, and so Stephen Furtick said, most of us are far more educated than the level of our obedience. So you may have a 12th grade, and you may be 12th grade with all your Bible knowledge. You may be able to recite all kinds of verses, chapters, and books. And you can give us, verses in Haggai, and you can win Bible Trivial Pursuit. But then the amount of obedience you choose to use with all that knowledge is about a kindergartner compared to 12th grade. So the first reason why we don't change is we settle for information rather than transformation. So reason 2 is we focus on inner out instead of inside out. We let what we do or don't do define who we are instead of who we are becoming on the inside. There are things you should and shouldn't do, but you shouldn't let that define your Christianity. So people think that they're good Christians because they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't cheat on their girlfriends, they go to church, they tithe, they help out as much as they can, but it's not about that. It's about having a good relationship with God, talking with Him, listening to Him, and let Him get close enough to change you. And why is it so easy to do these things? How to define whether or not we're good? Why is it so easy to define whether or not we're good Christians by what we do? Because it's a lot easier to do that than to allow God to dig in and cut some stuff out. And when you do that, it hurts and it's painful sometimes. The true question isn't am I in or out? What do I refrain from that other people do, and what do I do that other people don't? It's am I loving God and am I loving other people? So reason 1 is we settle for information rather than transformation. Reason 2 is we focus on inner out instead of inside out. So moving on to reason number 3. We try harder instead of training better. If you watched my first video, you know I talked about that, and I got really in depth with that. So I'm not going to talk about that, and I'm going to go straight on to number 4. So reason number 4 is we wait for a destination instead of embracing the journey. I talked about that in my first video too, so just a little reminder. Remembering, it's not about if you're perfect, it's not about how good you are, it's about are you becoming. And it's are you embracing the journey and instead of waiting for the destination. Because if you wait for the destination, that's just you're waiting to be there, you're waiting to be done. You want to be done with it all instead of embracing the journey. And so my challenge for all of you is to embrace the journey.